Twin Flame Ascension Report. Dig deep now, brothers and sisters. We are on the final stretch. Dearest brothers and sisters, greetings of the Most High. We come forward now in this moment of your time with much news to share with you, ever-evolving humanity. There is so much going on in the world stage at the moment, and so much of what is being presented is actually optics, that it is very difficult to decipher the true agenda of what is happening behind the scenes. We would like to remind you that on the higher dimensional planes of consciousness, God has won, the light has won, and the fifth dimensional timeline has anchored. The despicable powers that were know this, and they know that the lower dimensional realms take a little bit of time to catch up with the higher dimensional realms. So may you be reminded that even though the head of the Hydra deep state monster has been cut off, as we have discussed numerous times in these energy reports, there are still lower level minions who are addicted to trying to harness any last remaining bits of loosh as possible from humanity. Therefore, please understand that the light has won, and what we are witnessing on the world stage is about absolute desperation. They know that everything that they have done has been tracked and traced, and not one single stone has been left unturned. The corruption, the tyranny, the crimes against humanity have all been logged, and very soon we will have what will be referred to as the 2021 Nuremberg trials. To everyone reading these words, please have faith that the light has won and that we are on the winning team. It is very important that everyone maintains a very high vibration and not go into thoughts of worrying about the future or obsessing about the past. The true Master's consciousness is always anchored in the present moment, which is the 0 point field of consciousness. We know that when we are anchored in the present moment, whatever comes our way, we are fully equipped to deal with that, always in the most impeccable and proficient manner. And so the Master is literally obsessed with anchoring 100% firmly within the present moment consciousness field. Please take this as a sign to commit to a spiritual practice that will enable you to prioritize present moment awareness over obsessing about all thoughts of the past or the future. There are huge shifts taking place within the Twin Flame Collective at the moment, and many of the divine masculines that have been entrapped in karmic relationships are experiencing unprecedented levels of disruption within their so-called 3D comfortable lives. Many of the partners of the divine masculines are now going to be aligning with higher frequency soulmates, which will enable the freeing of many divine masculines that have been entrapped in low frequency karmic relationships. Many of these masculines are having to process feelings of shame and guilt currently, which has made it very difficult for them to leave these toxic relationships. This is why the universe has intervened, and the actual karmic feminines are now aligning with more higher frequency soul partners, making the shift much easier for the divine masculines. As we approach the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere, we will hear of an unprecedented amount of twin flames coming into recognition and reunion. It is very important, if you are reading these words, that you hold the faith and contact your twin flame telepathically and send him or her lots of love and tell him that you are thinking about him and nourishing him deeply on the spiritual level. This is very, very important, as so many of the divine masculine twin flames have suffered an unprecedented amount of PTSD from being incarnated into the matrix. The energies are now building for the 6/6 numerological portal, and it is very important that as many of you as possible gather together in your Ascension groups in order to unify our intentions on this powerful portal date. In the 6/6 transmission, we will be collapsing the timeline pertaining to weather manipulation. It has gotten absolutely out of control what has been going on with the weather recently, and it is now time for the ground crew to intervene and completely eradicate the timeline whereby the despicable powers that were had access to manipulate our weather. We will be working with extremely high-level galactics to fully restore our weather template back to its original pristine divine glory. In the 6/6 transmission, we will also be focusing on planetary liberation as a whole and working with the higher oversoul of every country on the planet to ensure a swift evolution towards planetary freedom and liberation. For everyone that shows up to be part of this transmission, please know that it is highly auspicious, as you will be activating your own country's grid point and therefore sending forth the liberation codes deeply into the electromagnetic grid of your particular country. Please know that this will have a powerful knock-on effect and will assist in the awakening of many of your brothers and sisters. Please see below for full details on the 6/6 transmission. It is my deepest honour to show up and serve you all, my brothers and sisters, and I will always continue to provide these Ascension reports and show up for the global transmissions. It is very powerful, the community that we have created, whereby literally hundreds and hundreds of people gather once or twice a month in order to be fully activated as the ground crew, setting forth our intentions into the electromagnetic grid, ensuring the absolute complete liberation of planet Earth and the successful reunification of all twin flames. Thank you so much for being on this journey. Thank you so much for reading these words. I will continue to serve you in love and eternal light. Gen G and the White Wolf Tribe. 6/6 Restoration Transmission. The 6/6 transmission will take place on the 6th of June at 9 PM UK time. In the transmission, we will be collapsing the timeline pertaining to weather manipulation. We will be working with extremely high-level galactics to fully restore our weather template back to its original pristine glory. We will also be working specifically with sending a boost of replenishment and nourishment to the Divine Feminine, particularly single mothers who are having to navigate these extraordinarily challenging energies while looking after tiny, small people. We will also be focusing on planetary liberation as a whole and working with the higher oversoul of every country on the planet to ensure a swift evolution towards planetary freedom and liberation. As soon as you sign up to take part in the 6/6 transmission, you will receive a PDF file that will give you the link to join the live call. This will be under Selfie and it may be in your all mailbox or your spam box, spelled SELLFY. Please locate the PDF as soon as you sign up and save it somewhere safe. In love and eternal light, Jen.